Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about the February 19th MSNBC, NBC, Las Vegas debate number 9, which is tonight, which is very, very interesting. Okay, so let's talk about it, because there's some things that are different. This is debate number 9. I think the debates are massively important. To me, the debates are far more important than the polls. The polls are utterly worthless. Polls are worse than worthless. Worse than worthless. Worse than worthless. Polls, do I got to point again to 2016 Hillary Clinton? They gave a false sense of security. They showed that expertise. They gave a lot of Americans who like to question expertise a rich bed of fertile soil to grow all kinds of different ideas in. Polls are really bad, and they're not helpful right now. And until we've gone through an entire cycle where polls have proven that they can be useful, they're not going to be really, they're worse than worthless right now. Polls are not good. Debates are incredibly useful, right? We get to see they're an indicator of performance, and boy, oh boy, do they predict performance. So basically, if you are in the debates, if you are missing the debates, it is a strong, strong indicator that you're not going to that you are not going to get delegates in the caucuses and the primaries, and that's what matters. That's how you win the national convention, and winning the national convention is how you win the right to fight in the general. And so that's it, right? So the debates matter a lot, okay? All right, so let's talk about debate 9 and what's going to be different between debate 9 and debates 1 through 8. Okay, so it's right now. It's in February 19th. It's the beginning of the night. We're in the beginning of the year. We're at the beginning of 2020, which is a big deal. Like we're still really kind of feeling this year out. We're running into this year, and just being still in the middle of winter, it has its own flavor, right? So, and also we're in the year of the election itself. I think there's going to be more. Actually, there very well may not be more eyes on this debate. Not a ton of people watch these debates, but people do watch the sound bites outside of the debates, right? Yeah. So February 9th, the time slot is interesting. I do need to give one piece of information, a personal piece of information here. So I will be there in spirit. I'll be sitting on the couch right next to you watching this debate. So I will be at home on my couch spiritually. I'll be right next to you, go in ghost form, watching it next to you on your couch, right? But I'll be typing on my home. I'll be typing away on my laptop, taking all my notes. I'm going to watch it live, just like the rest of you. However, my obligations this week do not allow me to do night of coverage or even next day coverage. My coverage for the Wednesday, February 19th, Wednesday, February 19th, Las Vegas, NBC, MSNBC, debate number 9 is targeted to come out on February. Is targeted to come out on Friday, February 21st at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Apologies for the delay there. So that's when I'm targeting my coverage to come out. Again, the reason for that is I have obligations this week that demand that schedule. Again, apologies for the delay on coverage. That's my coverage schedule. Okay, let's get back to it. All right, so what's going to be different in this debate? So Las Vegas is a really interesting town. It's the capital of, it is the star city. It's the capital of gambling in the world, right? Correct. It's still working on it. Thank you again for everybody who's been very, very supportive. So you have Las Vegas. It's a gambling capital, and if you don't think it matters in politics, it matters in politics a lot. The Nevada caucus is actually going to be ties are decided by drawing from a deck of cards. Literally what they used to gamble in Nevada. Woo! That's really interesting. All right, so and basically also I wouldn't be surprised to see some questions on gambling come up because And also I'm really curious where the candidates are going to come down. That could be a major debate point in this debate. That could be a major central theme of debate. Central theme of this debate is gambling. Online gambling is a massive new change in America today that is hitting. I'm an evangelical Christian, so of course I stand against gambling. I vote against gambling everywhere I possibly can. Locally, nationally, I'm 100% against gambling. At the macro level, I believe that gambling is detrimental to families, incredibly detrimental to families, right? And I don't need to tell you that I think I'm right on this. The product literally comes with programs that says this product's incredibly dangerous. It's so dangerous that if you and your family are horribly impacted by it, here's a bunch of things that can help you, and we're paying for it. We're paying to advertise it, and we're helping to pay for these programs because our product is so dangerous, right? So come on, yes, yeah, gambling is a problem, and it's about to get hecka worse in America. And I'm curious if they're going to touch this in the Nevada debate. It could definitely be. In the Las Vegas, Nevada debate, it could definitely be an issue. And also, Las Vegas, Nevada, they really are interested in online gambling because I'll tell you right now, we live close to Atlantic City, and Atlantic City has been absolutely decimated by online gambling because people don't have to go to Atlantic City anymore. And every time I've been to get Atlantic City over the last 5-10 years, it's been that's a whole different video on why I go to Atlantic City if I don't gamble. I don't gamble at all. So why am I at Atlantic City? That's its own video. Perhaps I'll do that sometime. So every time I go to Atlantic City, it's a ghost town, right? So, it's weird. That's a whole subject. So, but Las Vegas could deeply be impacted by this. I really have huge concerns about the rise of online gambling in America. I don't see how it could possibly help anyone in any way, and I could see how it could just be a pancake stack of problems. And I'm curious if there's going to be a single candidate who has the courage to say anything about it in the Las Vegas debate. We shall see. Okay, NBC and MSNBC. That's weird. Why does NBC get named twice in there? Well, one of them, of course, is MSNBC, Microsoft NBC. I think that's weird, but I love the fact that businesses are so close to the politics in America. I love capitalism, and I really love that MSNBC and MSNBC that the debates are actually able to be labeled by American companies, and they switch it up, and I think that's a good thing, and I think it's well handled. I do wish that these companies that are connected to these would get better questions. The questions are absolutely horrible. They repeat again and again and again. There is absolutely terrible displacement of which candidates get which questions. All that is just atrocious. I wish that would get improved. Maybe we'll see an improvement. I highly doubt it for this debate. Let's see what happens. All right, now let's talk about the people. Who's in this? There are 6 people in this debate, and they are different than the 6 people who were in debate number 8. All right, now first of all, let's talk about. All right, so who's in it? Well, first of all, it's still the septuagenarian bloc. Okay, so you have Biden, Warren, Sanders. They're all qualified, and then it's still BBC, British Broadcasting Company. It is billionaire Mike Bloomberg. He qualified. We'll get back to it in a minute. It is Pete Buttigieg, and it is Amy Klobuchar. I know Amy Klobuchar's last name is spelled with a K. It's just a mnemonic I use. Thanks for your patience with that. All right. So those are the 6. So guess what? Coal King Tom Steyer is gone. That's interesting. All right. He came in around debate 5, and now he's gone out on debate 9. I will not miss him. But the one interesting thing is you're just swapping one billionaire for another. Boop, boop. And it's not just a billionaire, it's a balate. a billionaire who showed up late for the party, came in with their latte, late to the election, strolled in, skipped campaigning, skipped shaking Americans' hands, skipped all the actual hard work of campaigning, and is just buying ads. In fact, Bloomberg is even worse than Steyer, because Steyer at least tried to do some grassroots donor campaigning. Bloomberg is funding the entire thing with his own money, which I think is a terrible, 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 terrible idea. Terrible idea. Now, the one thing that's really, really interesting is why Mike Bloomberg is in the debates. All right, so let's get into this. Okay, now, one of the most just absolute nether-shaded, sad facts about the 2020 primary race is that people of color have absolutely struggled to make these debates. And so thousands and thousands of supporters and followers of Kamala Harris, of Tulsi Gabbard, people who identify as people of color, Andrew Yang, Cory Booker, they all, Deval Patrick, who's out of the race now, by the way. Actually, everybody I just said is out of the race now. It's no coincidence, right? All of them begged the DNC, said, please change these criteria for the debate so that people of color can have a better chance at having a voice in these debates. The DNC is like, nope, you can go take a long walk off of a short pier. We don't care about you, right? Like, that's me paraphrasing, but that was pretty much the result, right? So Mike Bloomberg walks in, right? He's the only candidate who needs the criteria to change because he's the only person who self-funds, right? Even billionaire Tom Steyer was able to reach the donor thresholds, right? Which keeps Mike Bloomberg out. Now, frankly, I think it was Bloomberg and one of his campaigners that asked. Does Bloomberg even have thousands of followers? I don't know, right? And so who on earth at the macro level, it was darn near no one was asking for this change. But suddenly the DNC was like, oh, we better fix this problem, this double yacht problem. What if somebody who owned 2 yachts needed to drive a car from one yacht to another yacht? We would need a floating bridge, right? Like, so they created this floating bridge debate solution that exactly zero, like virtually, at the macro level, virtually zero people asked for. Only Mike Bloomberg and his mom asked for this change. And when thousands of people asked for help with, for people of color to get a change in the debate criteria, the DNC couldn't hear a word. But Mike Bloomberg whispers, I have a double yacht problem and I need to take my car from one yacht to another. Can you please change the debate criteria? Suddenly it all changed overnight. Oh my goodness. It's the optics on this are just terrible. And they're not terrible just for the DNC. They're not terrible just for Mike Bloomberg, just for the DNC. They look pretty bad for Mike Bloomberg too. It is a hot mess. It is just a hot mess. It is bad. All right, so here we are, right? So tomorrow night, lo and behold, we're going to see Mike Bloomberg on stage. Well, guess what? As hot mess as it is that he's even in this debate, I think it might work out just fine. Because boy, oh boy, here's my prediction. Here's my prediction for debate number 9. Mike Bloomberg is going to be fresh meat for the ravenous wolves, right? It is going to be, so Biden, Warren, Sanders, Buttigieg, and Klobuchar, they are going to eat him alive, right? It's going to be fangs and claws out, man. They're just going to politically tear him limb from limb. And it's going to be so easy. Now, why is that going to happen? Here's what. One, he's got no practice. He's got no practice in a national presidential debate, right? He's a complete noob, right? This is like me playing Fortnite against my junior high-year-old son, right? He's just going to be like, where's the D panel controller? He's just going to get wrecked, right? Additionally, right, they have been every single person, from day one, Bernie Sanders is like the millionaires and the billionaires, right? And then everybody's pushing it back against, Bernie's like the billionaires are the problem with this country. They're just taking everything and they're not giving everybody a good chance. And, like, he's just really going at him, right? Mike Bloomberg is a billionaire. He's not one of the people who's is a billionaire. And the thing is, I think they gave Tom Steyer a little bit of space because nobody thought he was serious. So it really wasn't, nobody was worried about Tom Steyer. Nobody needed to be worried about Tom Steyer. He was never a real threat. It wasn't even a real campaign. It was just a redemption narrative. But Mike Bloomberg, he could be a real threat, not because of what he can bring to the table, but because how infatuated the media is with him, right? Same thing with Buttigieg, right? I don't really think Buttigieg is moving because of what Buttigieg is able to do. I think Buttigieg is moving because of how much the media absolutely adores Pete Buttigieg, right? Because, he's kind of their people. He's coastal elite, very, very far left. He speaks their language. He speaks a lot of language, and media is one of them, right? So, it's a thing. So Bloomberg, he is the real change in debate number 9. And I think this entire debate will be about them just absolutely politically, of all the candidates, just politically eviscerating Mike Bloomberg. And he's got a lot coming, right? He's really rolled in late to the campaign. He did not do the hard work that all of them have done. Everybody on that stage has actually done real campaigning. They've shook Americans' hands. They've done the hard work of campaigning. They didn't just roll in late, with their latte in hand and buy some campaign ads, right? Also, the vast majority of them actually want the job. Mike Bloomberg doesn't even want the job. He's exactly like Biden. He just wants to beat Trump. That's not a good reason to run for president, right? And then in addition to that, Pete Buttigieg caught a lot of flack. I think it was debate 7 was the wine cave debate. And wine caves, they were just talking nonstop about Pete meeting with billionaires in wine caves, right? Mike Bloomberg is a billionaire. I think he owns wine caves, right? If Pete Buttigieg caught a ton of flack for meeting with billionaires in wine caves, if you are a billionaire that probably owns multiple wine caves, you're going to have a tough time at the Dem debate, right? Boy, oh boy. And also, just Mike Bloomberg's past, he's got some stop and frisk is a nightmare, sitting right in the middle of his history. When all these candidates have been talking about justice reform and Pete and Mike Bloomberg sitting there, with, holding stop and frisk like a crate, with 2 hands. And in addition to that, he wants to steal everybody's big gulps, right? And what's even worse is, does he want to steal your big gulps or does he want to drink a big gulp? Because he spent a lot of time taking big gulps away from New Yorkers, but now he's sipping them with Stephen Colbert. So either he's taking them from you or he's being hypocritical because he's drinking them now. Don't look good. Bad optics, bad optics, bad optics. The debate number 9, all it's going to be is the absolute political evisceration of Mike Bloomberg. It is going to be an absolute political massacre. Oh, that is my opinion. What do you think is going to happen tonight? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.